further for this witness?
Yes, I have a question.
All right, redirect.
Counsel asked you about retained groups. What is a retained group? You know what he's talking about?
I have no knowledge of that.
Anything else?
Mayor.
Sir, you may step down. Thank you. Did we swear in the last one? Did we swear in the last witness?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Swear from testimony you're about to give us the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
If you state your name for the court and have a seat, please.
My name is Roosevelt Allen Jr.
You be seated, Mr. Allen.
Thank you.
Mr. Allen, are you an elected official for Lake County?
Yes, I'm the Lake County Commissioner for the 1st District.
And what role do the commissioners for Lake County have in relationship to the movement of offices in Lake County?
Well, we are the landlords. We're the landlords for all of the county buildings throughout Lake County. We're also responsible for all the roadways and bridges in the county. So we are the overseers and responsible for maintaining the assets of the county, the physical assets.
And would you be one of your responsibilities be for approval and movement of the 40 court?
Well, our responsibility...
Your Honor, objection. Lake County is not a party here. What their role in all of this is irrelevant.
Your Honor, in this, it doesn't matter that Lake County is not a party. The information that we're seeking is background information.
Overrules.
Could you repeat the question again?
Did anyone, or Judge Bonaventura, let's say, seek approval for moving the 40 court from the commissioners, Lake County commissioners?
No, I've never had any direct contact with Judge Bonaventura about the movement of the court. It's my understanding that she did have some conversation with Lake County Commissioner Jerry Shee.
But the 3 commissioners never met?
No, we never met.
And there was never a proposal put before you to move the courts?
No, there was never a proposal put before the commissioners to move the court from Gary.
Now, we haven't evidenced the Lake County commissioners, a cooperative agreement for federal funding for the 40 courts. Were you familiar with that agreement?
Well, I have some very familiarity.
Your Honor, objection. Doesn't have. There's no foundation for discussing.
Why don't we get into a little foundation? How much familiarity, if any?
Okay. Do you have any familiarity with the funding for the Lake County 40 court?
Well, my understanding is that it's an agreement in conjunction with the federal government. They provide 66% of the funding for the 40 court, and they have an agreement with the state of Indiana, the prosecutor's office, and the Bay Superior Court.
So no one from the commissioners or the council executed any agreement for the federal funding for the 40 court, is that correct?
Not to my understanding.
Okay. Are you familiar with the transportation systems in Lake County?
Yes, I was one of the directors on the RBA, Regional Bus Authority.
And what was the purpose of the RBA?
The purpose of the RBA was to establish a regional bus transportation system in Lake County, Indiana.
Why was a regional bus transportation system in Lake County, Indiana necessary?
Your Honor, this is cumulative evidence.
All the rules.
Go ahead.
Because the citizens in the northern part of the county, especially low-income citizens that would access and use public transportation, they don't have access to the other parts of the county because there was no regional bus transportation system in Lake County. So they were having tremendous hardships trying to access other parts of the county, especially to procure jobs in other parts of the county. Citizens in the northern part of the county, in the urban areas, and they were having trouble getting out to the county seat to access some of the services that they needed to access from the county government.
Now, did there come a point in time where the RBA services were terminated?
Yes, the RBA services were terminated December 31st of 2012. The RBA, we could not find a permanent funding source. And so on December 31st, 2012, the services were ended and the RBA was...
I need to clarify something. The last witness said they terminated on 12/31/11. This witness says
12/31/12. The services were terminated.
So it was 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, effective as of December of last year, 31, the RBA dissolved.
Yeah, the RBA dissolved. It was dissolved by the Lake County Council.
And were there bus transportation systems in place in northern Lake County after the RBA stopped running?
The bus transportations that are in place now are primarily in the city of Gary. It's my understanding that there's some...
Your Honor, there's no foundation for accessing.
As a member of the Regional Bus Authority, are you familiar with the bus routes and the bus systems in Lake County?
Yeah, to a certain extent. The RBA supplemented the...
Your Honor, there's no penny question.
What was your familiarity with the bus transportation systems in Lake County?
Well, I was on the RBA board. There was schematic diagrams that showed the bus routes. There were discussions of existing routes and proposed additional routes. The RBA entered into a contractual agreement with First Transit to provide bus service to the residents on the west side of the county in Hammond and Whiting. They entered into agreements with the Gary Public Transportation Corporation to provide some of the routes in the center part of the county and on the eastern portion of the county, and those routes extended into South Lake County.
But you were subsidizing some of the Gary Public Transportation Systems routes?
Yes, we were.
And once you stopped funding the Gary Public Transportation System routes, do you know what happened to those routes?
They had to end the routes because the Gary Public Transportation System did not have the money in their budget to continue to provide services along those routes.
How long were you a member of the RBA?
Approximately 6.5 years. I was a member until it was dissolved.
And what was your role as a member? of the RBA?
I was a member of the board of directors, I was one of the directors.
And did you have the opportunity to review ridership concerning the various routes in the area?
Yeah, before the RBA was dissolved, it provided
All this information is stale. There's no basis, there's no limiting in time or space. It's just kind of all.
Your Honor, I'm trying to,
We just request some specificity here.
well, I was trying to lay a foundation for a question I'm going to ask.
All right, go ahead.
yeah, the ridership was for the
There's no
RBA.
question.
He was still talking about his familiarity with ridership.
Overruled, proceed.
Yeah, the ridership for the RBA was, at the time it dissolved, was 300,000 riders per year.
And do you know how many people the RBA was able to move from South County, North County to South County?
No, I don't have that information.
As a member of the Lake County Commissioners and now defunct Regional Bus Authority, what is your opinion about the adequacy of transportation for citizens to attend, to come out to the Lake County Government Center?
Your Honor, she said, asking for opinion, again, that it's going to be opinion, it's going to be on perception, and it's cause for extra testimony.
She asked him as in his capacity as commissioner and member of the board, so overruled.
Yes, in my capacity as commissioner and representing my constituents, it has created a tremendous hardship for my constituents, especially low-income constituents, with their babies, to try to find a way to travel approximately 36 miles round trip, because it's about 18 miles to come out here and 18 miles to get back to the city, and they are afraid that if they are not able
Your Honor,
to...
there's no foundation for this testimony.
Well, you still have
He's
the exact perceptions.
I'm sorry.
There's an objection.
Your Honor, he's objecting to the response and he's responding to my question. So,
That's usually what an objection is.
but my question, if he's still answering my question, he should be permitted to answer my
I
question.
think he's objecting to him testifying about fears about individual people.
Okay. He can't testify about individual people. Okay, I agree.
Okay, so that's sustained.
Yeah, just go ahead. We're not going to make this thing any longer than necessary.
All right. Go on.
What is...
I want you to tell us about, you represent the 1st District, is that correct?
That's correct.
How big is your district?
My district covers all of the area. It covers all of Holbrook. It covers all of Lake Station. It covers all of New Chicago. And now it covers all of America.
And as the 1st District Commissioner, are you familiar with the general economic condition of the citizens in your district?
Yes, I have a general knowledge of the economic conditions, especially as it pertains to the city of Gary. It's a city with a large proportion of low-income citizens.
When you say a large proportion, could you give the court a percentage based on your experience as a 1st District councilman of that area, of what percentage of the citizens would you say would be in low income?
Probably in excess of 60% of the citizens.
And in your opinion, as the 1st District councilman, would those low-income individuals need bus transportation to come out to South County?
Yes, they would.
objection. That's for extra testimony again.
Well, I have to say, unless he knows specific instances,
I'm not understanding, unless you know specific instances.
Well, I mean, your question was, do low-income people have to take the bus? Is that
Right.
what you were asking?
Yes, would the people in his district have a greater need to take the bus to come to South County?
Well, that's not the question. I don't think you were asked. That question is proper. You can
Okay.
ask that.
Yes, they would need bus transportation to
Why did you say
South
that?
County. Because they're low-income citizens, they don't have cars, they depend on bus transportation to get around the city and area.
In your position, in your role as commissioner for the first district, have you received complaints about the 40 court being moved?
Yes, I have.
How many would you say you've received?
Well, I've received numerous calls, and I spend a lot of time in the church community with the ministers and the clergy, and they have called me.
Your Honor, this doesn't have a scope of the question.
Well,
She asked about his role as RDA or as county commissioner. He's going to field the question.
I asked him, did he receive complaints, and now he's telling me that people didn't receive
And
complaints.
it's also calling for hearsay, Your Honor.
I didn't ask him what they said.
Well,
I didn't ask him what they said. I asked him if he received complaints as the commissioner.
that's allowable, but specific to who is complaining, I would have to say that is here.
Well, if he was talking about John Brown, told me something.
He said the ministers were telling him.
He talked to ministers. He could receive complaints from ministers. He could receive complaints. I'm trying to find out who he's getting these complaints from. He received them from individual citizens. He received them from ministers.
I'm sorry, sir.
We're getting into hearsay.
Okay, well, who did you receive? I just want to know who he received them from. He can't ask that? What areas, what people he received them from? He should be able to testify.
Is that an objection, counsel?
I have to hear a question.
Yes, that's your question. What's the question?
My question was, who did you receive complaints from as the first district commissioner related to the move of the 4D courts?
Your Honor, hearsay. Hearsay.
What judge? He's not testifying.
Let her finish, counsel.
He can tell who, he's not saying I talked to anybody in specific. He's going to say who he talked to. And then I'm going to ask him what did he do as a result of those complaints that he received. But I want to know, is it he get one or two, or did he talk to a large number of people? Did he talk to ministers?
Let's
Did he talk
keep it to
to
the
teachers?
modicum.
Did he talk to...
Well, then we're getting into hearsay.
What about the 8031, Your Honor? Present sense impressions, what he did as a result of the complaints that he would have received. It's not hearsay.
What he did as a result of the complaints he received, you can ask him that, but I mean, not what people said.
No, what... Okay. Just the... Did you said that you did talk to a number of people about the move of the court.
Oh, yes, I talked to Reverend...
I'm not asking you anybody in specific.
Oh, you want the names?
No, I don't want names. I just want to know, did you talk to people? You talk to citizens?
Yes, I talked to...
Did you talk to many people?
Yes. You're leading.
I certainly am.
It's not proper, counsel.
I understand. I'm just trying to get through this, Judge. I said I was going to try to do mine in 15 minutes. Sometimes I leave a little bit so that we can move along, but we don't have to. What did you do as a result of the complaints that you received?
Initially, I talked with Attorney Dole, our commissioner's attorney, about it, to see what authority or what influence we could have as county commissioners as far as preventing the move of the court. At the time that I discussed it initially, they were saying that it was not determined.
What you're saying is...
Well, they were
Right.
I just
can't
can't
get
tell
into
me
the
what you did as a result. You talked to Attorney Doe?
I talked to Attorney Doe, I talked to Robert Weir, who is our construction manager, because we are the landlord of the court. And we had just spent 3 years earlier $180,000 to build a brand new 4D courtroom on the 4th floor in Gary at the request of Judge Bonaventura and the juvenile court. And in order to put that brand new courtroom at a cost of $180,000, we had to replace the roof on the facility at a cost of $125,000 because it was a 30-year-old roof. And we also had to replace the elevators at $1.2 million because the judge and some of the court officials were complaining that the elevators weren't working properly. We also had to spend $150,000 for a new ADA ramp on the facility. We spent $750,000 to put new windows in the facility and $450,000 to tuck point the building because the judges said that water was coming.
No, that's hearsay.
That's not hearsay.
She said, he said, say it.
Well, if the judge said just what you did.
What judge? Which judge? Judge Bonaventura? You can say anything that she said.
Judge Bonaventura requested that the new 4D, that we build a new 4D court because at that time they were sharing the 4D court with the domestic violence court. And so they asked that we create a new area for the 4D court. And so we gutted the 4th floor because there was nothing up on the 4th floor of the courthouse, and we constructed a brand new 4D court up on the 4th floor of the Gary courthouse. And I just indicated what the various costs that we incurred.
So the citizens of Gary were the citizens of Lake County. Would you say that they were harmed as a result of having your objection area? And now
Citizens of Gary or the taxpayers, which ones?
okay. I'll read that. Based on the conversation that you had with constituents concerning the complaints about the move, were the constituents harmed as a result of the move of the 4D court?
Your Honor, relevance, the citizens, the residents of Lake County are not parties here.
The citizens of Lake County are parties here. Their concerns, the city of Gary is a party to the case.
They do not.
Counsel, I think you've established what you want to establish with this witness here.
I have nothing further.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon, Hardy.
Good afternoon.
You testified that you never attended a meeting regarding the move of the court from Gary to Crown Point, correct?
That's correct.
But you were invited to that meeting, correct?
You want to ask me?
That's correct, isn't it?
I could not come to the meeting. I was invited, but I could not come to the meeting.
But you were invited to that meeting, and you did not come, correct?
I explained to Commissioner Shute that it would violate the open door law.
Just asking you.
Yes.
You were
I was invited, but I
thank
could
you.
not attend. Yeah.
Thank you. You testified regarding certain renovations to the building, the roof, did that only cover the 4D courtroom, or was that for the whole courthouse?
Well, it covered the whole 4D courtroom because the 4D courtroom was the whole fourth floor.
Did it cover the whole
courthouse?
Did it
Yes,
cover
it covered the entire courthouse.
And the elevators, were the elevators devoted to parties in the 4D courthouse, 4D courtroom?
The elevators covered all of the floors in the building.
Okay. And the windows, those are for
The entire
building?
That's correct.
Thank you. The 4D courtroom that you mentioned that there was renovation done on that, that was already an existing courtroom, correct?
Well, it was a trash courtroom up there. It had been a courtroom at one time.
So were there any working plugs for computers there?
I'm not aware of any working plugs, but I don't even know aware if they even had electric power on the fourth floor.
You're a county commissioner, correct?
Yes.
And you have public meetings in your role as county commissioner. The county commission has public meetings, correct?
Well, I attend public meetings. You're talking about when the commissioners meet or
Yes.
Meetings in the community?
When the county commissioner.
Yes. I attend public meetings. We have public meetings.
And those are held here, and you have a meeting scheduled for March of this year, correct?
Yes.
And that's here in Crown Point, correct?
Yes, it is.
No further questions.
Council asked if you were invited to a meeting with Beth Bonaventura and Mr. Shue. Is that correct?
Yes.
What was your problem with attending that meeting?
We wanted to be certain that we did not violate the Open Door Act. My response to Commissioner Shute was to schedule, he was the president of the commissioners, it was for him to schedule individual meetings with Judge Bonaventura because our offices are adjacent to one another in the same area. So it's just a simple matter of the judge meeting with one commissioner and then walking a few feet down the hall and meeting with another commissioner and then walking across and meeting with another commissioner. And that way we ensure that we don't violate the Open Door Act.
But she never came to meet with you?
No.
Okay. And was it her request that you attend a meeting with her and Shue?
She made a request to Commissioner Shute.
Okay, so Commissioner Shue came to you with a request from Judge Bonaventura that the three of you violate the Open Door Act? I withdraw that.
No, it does. Just a brief. Did you ever make an offer to Judge Bonaventura to come and speak with you at his office, at your office?
No.
Thank you. No further questions.
Anything else? Is that all?
Yeah, that's
Commissioner, you may step down. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, why don't we take a 5-minute recess?